Hi everyone, it's Miss Dragonfly back again, and this is my review of episode 9 of Married at First Sight season 4. Now we begin the episode by with the couples moving in together into the same apartment complex with their own private suites. So this is going to be the first time that they see each other in a day-to-day routine. So it also means any bad habits are going to come up and be exposed. Now first off, we see the twins getting pampered while Nick goes to make amends for his drunken antics the other night at the group dinner party. And he's trying to buy her some jewelry. We switch to John, who is in his apartment and dealing with the fallout from the commitment ceremony. He said he's thought long and hard about everything, and there are just too many differences between him and Deb. And we can see him packing up. He wrote a long letter explaining it to Deb and wishing her all the best, and then leaves the apartment. He says the search continues for his perfect match. We see Deb reading the letter and says that she hopes he finds the woman of his dreams, and then packs up and leaves too. And all the while mentioning again about finding a Polynesian man. Again. Now over to Vanessa and Andy. Andy is trying to come out more and a bit more or less introvert by surprising Vanessa with a surprise picnic. Now the biggest surprise was the pumpkin scones which he made using his mum's recipe. Vanessa says that she's conscious to let him do things as well, and not just for her to take charge of everything, since she is the more extrovert person. Now we switch to Nadia and Anthony going to a hairdresser. Their conversation turns to Nadia's career path. Anthony wants Nadia to go working in the media full time. He says she thinks she has a certain set of skills that she's not necessarily using. It's not worrying him at the moment, but a lack of direction could be a problem. Nadia is contemplating why he feels she has a lack of direction, and said that it was disappointing the way he said it. Anthony later apologized. Now, the first night in the apartments, each are celebrating in their own unique way. Andy cooks Vanessa stir-fry, while the twins and their husbands have a Mexican feast. Sean and Susan are having a bubble bath together, and Sean says that he has a very close connection to Susan. And Susan says that we are very happy and getting along fine. With Eleni and Simon, he is trying to cook for her, and Eleni is trying her best not to correct him. Now things get interesting when the couples are sent a note that they have to show that they can sacrifice something for their partner by going on a surrender date. And that means they surrender everything to their partner, and the partner takes full charge. So Nadia takes Anthony to a yoga class. He's made an effort as he knows it was important to her. And she said that she's never had a boyfriend that would go to yoga with her. Now Sean and Susan sit down and confront their biggest issue together. And that is if Susan is able to move in with him. She's from Perth and he's in Queensland. He can't move because his kids are there and also his farm is there. So it's to be together, it's a matter of her giving up her life and her family to move in with him. Now over to Eleni. She takes charge and she is arranging a makeover for Simon. She takes him out clothes shopping and picks out several outfits for him, and he tries them on. He then takes her to the dreaded hairdresser. As you remember, his hair has been the biggest issue for her, and there is a lot of resistance on his part. She does reassure him that it will grow back if he doesn't like it, and remember, it is a surrender date. Eleni leaves him to it, and she waits for him to come back with his new hairstyle. And when he steps in, she absolutely loves it. She says she can't express enough how appreciative she is that he did it. And Simon says that he's out of his comfort zone, but it's definitely a nice change. Eleni says that she just needed some power factor about him, and this is that power. And added though that these surprises are not over for tonight. Simon says, now what, dancers coming in? Sure enough, a belly dancer comes in and he tries to do some belly dancing. Now, meanwhile, a very big development has happened. Matchmaker John is sitting down with Cheryl. She has approached him and said that she wants a family by 30. She only has one chance to do this, so she doesn't want to let this chance go, and suggested that she go back into the experiment with Andrew, as she got along very well with him at the dinner party, and she feels a connection with Andrew. John says that they will have to ask Andrew, and it all depends on him, and if he is keen, then they will set up a first date for them. John says that this is a match that can be very successful and very strong. Well, my question is, why didn't you match them in the first place then? Now we see a scene of Cheryl arriving at their first date and sits there and waits and isn't sure if Andrew is going to turn up. And then Andrew arrives. He said it was a complete shock to get that call from John about this new development. Now, notice how Cheryl is wearing flats, but is about the same height as Andrew. Remember, height was an issue for her with Jonathan, so this issue has not gone away with Andrew. But they seem to get along well, and Cheryl is smiling and laughing. Cheryl says she feels so comfortable, and it's one of the best dates she has been on. She is happy that she can be herself and not feel forced. And she has a spark with Andrew, and she didn't have that with Jonathan, so it was forced and unnatural. Here she felt the spark straight away. Andrew said that it's a big positive for him, and it feels like they're on the same page. Tonight was going better than he thought it would, and they are really enjoying each other's company. And said that if he had the chance to re-enter the experiment with Cheryl, he would do it. Then he says that he would like to be the man and ask her on a date. So he does, and they both leave together. Now we have the matchmaker qualifying their initial choice by saying, even though they didn't match them initially, they matched them while being part of this experiment. And they endorsed and supported this match. And they have a good chance of this working. Well, I still have my doubts about this, and I can't see merely meeting while you're in the same experiment together and not matched together having some sort of connection. Well, that's all for this episode. Let me know what you think by leaving your comments below. And if you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to be alerted to when the next video is posted. So until then, bye for now.